It's going to be 3rd and 5 now for the Vikings. Small bites here and some yardage. Going to have to do a little more than that. They're going to move those sticks. Hand it off up the middle again, met at the line of scrimmage by a gang of Firebirds. No gain on the play will bring up 4th down. And that'll send Sammy Gandy back deep to receive the punt. Sammy Gandy with some room will take it back up the middle. He'll cut right. He's not going to get stopped this time, and he'll take it to the house. And it looks like the Firebirds will be first on the board with 8:34 remaining in the first period. 2 big kick returns for the Firebirds, and this one ending up with a score for the senior, Sammy Gandy. Daniels on for the extra point. And that's going to be good. And the Firebirds take the early lead 7-0 over the Vikings. And for those of you that have been wondering where we're at, I was told we just were able to get online, had some technical difficulties here. We apologize. Give you a quick recap of what has happened so far. Opening kickoff, South Granville won the coin toss and deferred to the second half. Opening kickoff saw Leo Jones field a line drive at about the 20-yard line, take it all the way back down to the 6. After a couple of offensive runs that failed to get in, there was a fumble that shot back out. South Granville recovered. Southern Nash defense then came in and held them to a 4-and-out and was forced to punt. Sammy Gandy lined up for the punt return and ended up with about a 65-yard punt return for a touchdown, and there's your score. 7-0 with 8.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
38, Jaden Crabtree makes the fair catch at the Viking 35-yard line. They'll take it for 1st and 10.
So obviously you could join us a little after the game. The game will be reposted and you'll be able to see those game beginning plays. So it won't be. So the technical difficulties were really an issue tonight. We apologize once again. I don't know if you could hear that in the background. Our producer gets the Bonehead Award. South Granville breaks around the right side. A lot of hand tackling going on. Finally brought down out of bounds. First big run of the game for South Granville. We'll take it into Southern Nash territory, down inside the 35-yard line, down to what looks like the Southern Nash 34. So that'll be a 31-yard run for the Vikings. Under center again, handoff off the left side, be thrown for a loss. The forward momentum should get him back maybe about a gain of a yard. That's where they're going to spot that. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 9 now for the Vikings.
On the carry for South Granville, he's going to be stopped after a gain of a yard. Malachi Dobbins on the tackle for Southern Nash. Bring him 2nd down and 9.
So another run off the right side.
Once again, he's going to take it up inside the Firebird 30-yard line. Nice push there by the Vikings. It's going to bring up third down.
It's going to be a gain of about 5 on that carry. It's going to be 3rd and 4 now for the Vikings. Sorry, I've not been able to call any names for right now for the Vikings. The sun coming across the trees, as you can see, probably is kind of causing a glare. Ken, if you can catch some numbers and help me out.
Gotcha.
That's going to be down close to first down yardage. We'll see where the spot comes in. Looks like it is going to be just shy of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 1 for the Vikings.
And that was Michael Wilkinson for South Granville on that last play. I can barely make out the numbers over here too, Brent.
Still got to love that old Southern Nash County sunshine. Not going to knock it. It's like the same number on the carry. He'll take it off the left side. Should be enough on this carry. It's like a gain of a couple. And that will move the chains for the Vikings. Like a gain of about 3 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Southern Nash 24-yard line.
There's not a number 4 on there, so I'm thinking it's Kawan Bobbitt maybe?
Yeah, Kawan Bobbitt. We have 2 number 3s on the roster. So if it's not the Sun, it's the roster print errors. We'll say that's Kawan Bobbitt.
Yeah.
So small yardage bites here for the Vikings are moving down the field. They have the big run play of 31 yards to get them into Southern Nash territory. Now just kind of chipping away. Another run off the right side. Gain, another small gain, maybe 3, maybe 4 yards. It's going to be spotted just shy of the 15-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 3.
And you know, Brent, looking at the stats, South Granville is a very run-heavy offense.
This is the first team that Southern's seen this year and pretty much all of last season that has not started in the shotgun. The quarterback's going to tuck and keep this one himself, and he's going to go untouched into the end zone. And that looks like, and that was Kawan Bobbitt.
Yeah, so
the quarterback. Marcus Hurt is the I'm assuming is the running back.
That's perhaps it would be Bobbitt who's quarterback.
So Bobbitt on the quarterback keeper. That'll bring in the extra point attempt now for the Vikings. And that's going to be off. So Southern Nash will remain in the lead with 4:38 remaining in the first quarter, and the Firebirds lead 7-6 after the missed PAT. And I know you Cowboy fans are probably swilling this morning after the missed PATs from last night. Sorry, had to bring that up. How about the boys?
I was thinking about it, but I wasn't going to say nothing right.
So we'll start a rundown. I mentioned before we were able to get on the air, we have a large number of sponsors for tonight's game. And so we're going to run down through a list tonight at various times. First of all, we want we're going to recognize the Spring Hope Chamber of Commerce. They'd like to remind everyone that the 49th Annual Pumpkin Festival is October 1st and 2nd in downtown Spring Hope. To come out and enjoy the 49th Annual Pumpkin Festival. We'll have live band on Friday night, as well as the traditional parade at craft vendors and food vendors on Saturday. Of course, the food vendors will be there Friday night as well, and you'll be able to find me as long as Southern Nash doesn't schedule tonight. That is right now, that is a bye week for the Firebirds. We do understand that Athletic Director Robbie Kennedy is attempting to find a makeup game as we missed the Corinth Holders game early in the season due to COVID issues at Corinth Holders. So more info to come. Zyshawn White now in at quarterback. He'll hand that off to Jackson Vick, who is stopped in the backfield and thrown for a big loss. As it's obvious that the Vikings have watched the game film on Jackson Vick. It's going to ring up second. And Kenneth, I believe that's going to be kind of the norm probably for the rest of the season. A lot of changing. As this time Jackson Vick won't be stopped in the background. A couple of juke steps. And a late hit out of bounds as he's thrown to the ground after he stepped out. Is going to put, as for now, the ball will be spotted at the Southern Nash 42-yard line with more to come after the personal foul. And that should tack on another 15 yards. And that will move the Firebirds into Viking territory.
To the 44-yard line.
22-yard carry combined with a 15-yard penalty. So that's a 37-yard first down play there for the Firebirds. The ball comes out again. Another issue on the exchange between center Gavin Bissett and Brock Alford. Didn't see any of that last week, Kenneth, but however, you know, the first game, East Wake, that happened several times during the game, and we're already seeing two issues tonight, so I'm sure Coach Batchelor will be working to kind of shore that up and talk to these guys. Trey Mitchell with the pitch. He's off the left side. He's got room around the end. One. Back on the board, and Daniel's kick is up and once again good. And so the Firebirds put another score up on the Baker Professional Services scoreboard, leading now 14-6 over the Vikings. We also want to thank another sponsor, At the Bar Dance Academy in Nashville. Full competing dance studio with classes starting as young as 3 years old. Of course, Melinda Coglin runs that, is one of the people that run that academy. So if you have some young ladies And they're going to call him down right at the 10-yard mark, so that'll move the sticks for the Vikings. Looks like we have our field camera or our overhead camera back in operation. So another handoff up the middle.
Wilkinson again.
Maybe a gain of a football is about all they're going to give him. So pretty much still second down and 10 here for the Vikings. The Vikings are sending a wide out, but as of yet have looked to throw the football. Wilkerson again about an 8-yard carry. It's going to be third and about 3 now. So 7 yards on that carry. And the quarterback, he hasn't thought about passing. Tuck it in, keep it by itself. Got a lot of room to run, but going to be caught from behind by Leo Jones and Zyshawn White, who spoiled another touchdown by the quarterback, Kawan Bobbitt. But that'll put the Vikings back down inside the red zone. Ball now on the Southern Nash 8-yard line. So first and goal for the Vikings as they are threatening to possibly try to tie this thing back up with a 2-point conversion. This will be carried by, well, we're still going to say that's Marcus Hurt. We don't have a number 4 listed on the roster. So we've now been corrected. That is Shaking Allah is number 4. And that may be one of the coolest names. It's spelled shaking with an apostrophe in the middle. But it's Shaking Allah with the carry. And that's going to bring up second down and goal. And also it's going to bring up the end of the quarter as the clock expires. Carry permit. We'll also recognize Rudy Perry's Lawn and Landscaping. Call Rudy today at 252-289-6578 because your lawn deserves it. My lawn deserves some Roundup. So back to play as South Granville threatens here. Second and goal from the 6th. Wilkerson will take it off the right side.
Wilkerson on the carry, he's going to take it just shy of the goal line.
It looks like his knee is going to hit the ground prior to the ball breaking the plane. So it's going to bring up third down and goal from about the 1 yard line. As that Southern Nash front line really needs to step up big right now to hold that score off. And it looks like the play clock is going to expire. However, South Granville will call timeout just as it does. That'll be their first timeout of the half. And that we'll go ahead and run down through some more sponsors. Tonight's game is also sponsored by the town of Spring Hope, honoring the past and building the future. Visit Spring Hope for an hour, for a day, or for a lifetime. Also from Spring Hope, Southside Pharmacy, Spring Hope's one-stop shop for your better health. And finally from Spring Hope, Dr. Howard Weeks Dentistry, located in Spring Hope. Their goal is to help their patients enjoy a lifetime of good health and well-being. And this is going to be kept right back up the middle. And this one's going to go in. And South Granville will cut it to 2 with 11:05 remaining in the first half. And South Granville should be going for 2 here in an attempt to tie it up. Of course, missed on the first PAT. And short yardage has been the forte of the Vikings thus far tonight.
Look for the option here.
And Wilkerson will be tripped up in the backfield, and he is not going to get there. So the 2-point conversion is no good. And Southern Nash will remain in the lead 14-12 up on the Baker Professional Services scoreboard. And we'd also like to remind everybody that for your residential and commercial landscaping needs, call Baker Professional Services at 252-314-3639. Baker Professional Services, they are, as if you hadn't figured it out all through this season, they will be the scoreboard sponsor. So another kick, and this will be fielded by Jackson Vick at about the 10-yard line. He's going to look up the middle, a spin off to the side, keeps his feet, and he's going to break away. This is going to be another big kick return for the Firebirds, and Jackson Vick will take it 80 yards to the house.
91 yards. No flags.
So no flags on the play, as it looks like Southern Nash's offense tonight is being handled by the special teams. Second special team score of the night, and of course the big kick return to start the game. So a quick response to the Vikings score. Daniels on for the PAT. That's down, up, and 3 in a row for Jonathan Daniels. Will bring the score to 21-12 with 10:50 remaining in the first half. Southern Nash moves back ahead with the kickoff upcoming. It'll give us an opportunity Now, to run through a few more sponsors, also tonight's game is sponsored by the town of Bailey, home of the Country Doctor Museum and the Bailey Christmas Parade. Also, First Citizens Bank in Spring Hope. They've been helping families and businesses just like yours make more of their finances for more than 120 years. We also definitely want to recognize the Spalding Resource Center in Spring Hope. Their resource center offers a variety of health services, learning and play groups for children, senior activities, and technology classes for everyone in the community. Definitely a gym there in Spring Hope. And a gym, I mean G-E-M, a gym. I can't even spell. There in Spring Hope, the Spalding Resource Center. And Daniels will pooch this one and out of bounds. The flags will come in, so no opportunity to return, and that'll give South Granville the ball with 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. And while the South Granville offense runs on the field, we'll recognize a few more sponsors. The Nash County Farmers Market, open every Saturday and Tuesday at 1006 Peachtree Street in Rocky Mount with locally grown fresh produce, meat, and more. Also, Southern Septic Systems, located in Bailey, and they provide comprehensive septic services for all of eastern North Carolina. And finally, the Spring Hope License Plate Agency, offering shorter lines and friendly service at 123 South Ash Street in Spring Hope. And a nice read this time by the Southern Nash defense on that option pitch. Like Bob had even thought about tucking and keeping, but was actually thrown for a loss of about 4 yards on the play. Is going to bring up 2nd down and 14 here for the Firebirds. Oh, excuse me, for the Vikings. So a nice adjustment there by the defensive coaching staff to try to put a stop to what has been some big run plays thus far in the game for the Vikings. And it looks like we're going to have our first pass opportunity tonight. That's going to be a little screen pass
to Wilkerson.
And that looks like Wilkerson is going to, Wilkerson, excuse me, is going to go down at about the 40-yard line. Bobbitt dropped way back to pass that one. So what looked to be a lot of yardage and gain, in reality, only ended up about 9 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Vikings. And Wilkerson's going to get through the line and be all by himself. Zyson White comes in late but can't get there in time. And Wilkerson will take it 60 yards for a touchdown. And another quick score here for South Granville, who now trail by 3. Have missed on both extra point conversions thus far, both a kick and a 2-point try. Looks like they will be going for 2 here again. So another 2-point attempt underway. Pitch over to Wilkerson. He'll take the hit, bounce off, and step right into the end zone, and they'll convert on this one. So with 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in the half, the Vikings have cut it back to a 1-point lead for the Firebirds, who now lead 21-20. over the Vikings. And, of course, up next has so far tonight been the most dangerous asset of the Firebirds, and that is special teams, as South Granville now forced to kick it. If the offense can get back in, they should be nice and fresh.
And give Southern Nash defense a rest for a few plays.
Exactly. Of course, Coach Batchelor and his staff, they have a crew of linemen that actually rotate between offense and defense to try to keep the breaks going, so nobody is full-time both ways. And this is a semi-onside kick. It will be picked up again by Leo Jones, who's still on his feet. No, sorry, that's Zyshawn White with the carry, and he'll take it back out across the 45. It looks like the 47-yard line of Southern Nash. So another nice kick return there for the Firebirds. And they're actually going to mark that at the 48-yard line. And White will stay. No, I'm sorry. Brock Alford is in the quarterback. A pitch to Jackson Vick around the right side. And he's got a lot of room. This play has paid off many times for Jackson Vick. And it pays off again as the senior NC State commit Jackson Vick takes it to the house again. And just like that, Southern Nash is back on top by 7 with the extra point upcoming.
Yeah,
well, at least we got to see the offense run a play that time.
Yeah, that was one question I was getting ready to ask you. I knew Jackson Vick had committed somewhere, but I wasn't sure where he had committed to.
He is an NC State commit, and, you know, I have to say, I think for the past year, every time I've seen him, I've given him the Wolfpack sign. Tried to influence him as much as I can. But I honestly think his mind was made up because Jackson's a pretty smart guy. And he will be joining, of course, Zonovan Knight. Yeah, sorry about that. Joining Zonovan Knight and Darius Edmondson, who is also now at NC State. So we'll have 3 Southern Nash players playing on Saturday next year at Carter Finley.
And also, when Wake Forest comes to town, you'll have Quentin Cooley.
Quentin Cooley's there, and Nadir Thompson at Virginia Tech. Not to mention a gang of Firebirds between D2s and some of the D3 colleges around the area. And Wilkerson with a kick return will be brought down inside the 15.
Wilkerson picks it up around the 1-yard line and returns it out to the Viking 15. We'll take over first and 10.
So it'll be first and 10 here. They're going to mark the ball on the 15-yard line. So 85 yards to go this time for the Vikings. 8:43 remaining in the half. And an 8-point lead up on the Baker Professional Services scoreboard for the Firebirds. And again, Bobbitt on what appeared to be a keeper. And he's stopped in the backfield for another loss. There is a Firebird down on the field. So with a loss of 2 to bring up second down and 12 as trainer Crystal Kennedy along with head coach Brian Baxter go out to check. on the down player. And have not been able to make out who that could be that is down. And while he's taken care of, we'll take care of a few sponsors. We'll run through some of the Spring Hope sponsors list.
63 was the injured Firebird.
And that is number 63, who I do not have listed on my roster for the game tonight for Southern Nash. So my apologies for not having named, but slight limp as he does step off the field under his own power. Back to live play. Wilkerson again with the handoff. Across the left side, he's going to gain a few on the play. He'll get back across the original line of scrimmage. With a gain of 4, it's going to bring up third down and about 8. Wilkerson with the ball again, and he'll be hit about the line of scrimmage. Mitchell Jones on the tackle. No gain on the play. It's going to bring up fourth down and 8, and the punt team will step on for South Granville. Well, they switched. I'll hit some of those sponsors that I started just a moment ago from Spring Hope. You have the Spring Hope Chamber of Commerce. I want to remind everyone that the 49th Annual Pumpkin Festival is Friday and Saturday, October 1st and 2nd in downtown Spring Hope. Also from Spring Hope, the town of Spring Hope itself. And the bad snap will go out of the back of the end zone, and that's a safety. And so another score there for the Firebirds. And they will be forced to kick off. As Southern Nash now with a 10-point lead, 7:08 remaining in the half after the safety. And, of course, that brings on the special teams weapon of the Firebirds. So a nice opportunity here for the Firebirds to kind of spread things out. As I was mentioning with sponsor of tonight's game, Town of Spring Hope, honoring the past and building the future. Visit Spring Hope for an hour, for a day, or for a lifetime. Also from Spring Hope, Southside Pharmacy, your one-stop shop for better health, along with Dr. Howard Weeks Dentistry in Spring Hope. Their goal is to help their patients enjoy a lifetime of good health and well-being. And, of course, also from Spring Hope, the Spring Hope LPA, offering shorter lines and friendly service. They're located at 123 South Ash Street. And finally, Spalding Resource Center in Spring Hope. Their resource centers offers a variety. So the short kick is fielded by Sammy Gandy, and great starting field position for the Firebirds as they start 1st and 10 from the 40. And back to the sponsors, as I was mentioning, the Spalding Resource Center in Spring Hope. Our resource center offers a variety of health services, learning and play groups for children, senior activities, and technology classes for everyone in the community. Now that we've handled a little business, we'll be back to the game. Mitchell with a near mistake. Nice hands to catch that. He's still on his feet. He'll try to reverse the field down inside the 30, down to about the 28. That'll move the chains for the Firebirds. So the junior Trey Mitchell really starting to come around. Nice turn back into the field. Try to get some extra yardage. This will be handed off to Sammy Gandy around the left end. Sammy Gandy looks like he's going to get up about 4 yards on that carry. going to bring up second down and about 6 here for the Firebirds. Offer with the pitch to Leo Jones. He'll look to the right end. Not going to get much, maybe a yard or two. It's going to bring up third down for the Firebirds. Call it 3rd and 4 on the 2-yard carry. So we have not seen Alford throw any passes tonight. The ball comes out. Another issue with the exchange. I don't know if Alford ever had control of it on the exchange from center, but it was definitely lost as it looked like he tried to hand it off to Leo Jones. And the Vikings will recover. So the second turnover of the night for Southern Nash. It's actually the 3rd fumble. Second recovered
and
by the Vikings.
We'll see what South Granville can do here with a turnover. They probably want to try to get a score before halftime to stay within a field goal if they make the extra point.
So it looks like Allah with the carry. Looks like a gain of a couple on the play is going to bring up second down and 8. Yeah, as they're approaching that 5-minute mark, South Granville's got to really want to get a score on that board, especially after dodging that bullet and recovering the fumble for the turnover. So this could quickly switch gears from going to a 2+ score lead to what could possibly a field goal lead. A lot of movement on the line. Flags are going to come in. Looks like the original motion is going to be against the Vikings as false start. And that'll back them up 5 and replay second down. Be second down at 12 now for South Granville. And a timeout is going to be called on the field.
Timeout on the field.
I did not see a signal for who called that timeout.
I didn't either.
However, that is a timeout with 4:24 remaining up on the Baker Professional Services scoreboard. We'll run through a few more of the sponsors. Add the Bar Dance Academy in Nashville. That's full competing dance studio with classes starting as young as 3 years old. Also, Southern Bank of Middlesex and Bailey. At Southern Bank, our interest is you. Also, Walters Team Realty, serving the 5-county area, including Eastern Wake, Johnston, Franklin, Wilson, and Nash County. They do have an office in Spring Hope. And lastly, in this little round of sponsors, Barnes Safety. Call 1-800-653-0643 and start protecting yourself and the ones you love. Wilkerson with the handoff again, this time off the left side. Might get back to the original line of scrimmage as the Firebird front line seems to be now picking up on some of those offensive runs. They're going to give them a little bit more than the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up third down and 9 now. So 9 yards is not really where the Vikings have been successful tonight on the long run. Wilkerson will take it around the left end, and he is not going to get there as he's brought down out of bounds. About a 5-yard carry. Looks like it's going to bring up 4th down and about 4. We'll see where the spot comes in. Oh, so the spot, he stepped out sooner than what I could see from my angle. It's going to be 4th and about 5. And senior defensive back T.J. Tabron is down on the field. He came up limp at the end of that play. So Southern Nash staff out to check on him. And looks like he'll get up and walk off under his own power. So that could have been a spike on the toe or something along those lines. However, TJ will have to check out momentarily. And the clock will start to roll here. And the punt is off. Gandy is back, and he'll step away as it takes a slight South Granville roll. So that'll be the first kick not returned tonight by the Firebirds.
Flag on the play at the 45.
There is a flag about midfield, you're right. Did not see what that call was.
Probably.
It's like it's a hold against
Blocking
the
the
Vikings. Blocking the back, okay. So that should be assessed where the ball was down. Oh, now he pointed towards the Vikings. But they're going to say it was actually the Firebirds. So that'll move Southern Nash back deeper into their own territory. So they'll start 1st and 10 from their own 27. As Zyshawn White is now back in at quarterback. And the ball comes out again. It is recovered by Jackson Vick. White turned around for the pitch, and I saw the hands go out, but the ball wasn't there. Yeah. So it looked like, again, on the exchange between center and QB.
And, you know, this is one of the final non-conference games before they get into conference season. I know Coach Batchelor wants to go ahead and get all these fumbles and everything out of the way before you get into the conference.
Absolutely. Conference will be tough this year. So it looks, I believe that's Vick with the ball off the right side. Looks like he's going to, take that back. That's Leo Jones on the carry. So we're getting mixed signals. We can hear the game announcer, or the PA announcer saying that was Jackson Vick. So a gain of about 1 on the play.
Brings up 3rd and 9.
Be 3rd down and 9 now. And this will be Trey Mitchell. He's going to turn it up the field. He's going to be pushed out of bounds just shy of the 50, but that will be enough for a Southern Nash first down. He's going to be marked out at the 47. So a new set of downs here for the Firebirds with 1:53 remaining up on the Baker Professional Services scoreboard. Firebirds leading by 10. And I'm sure Coach Batchelor would love to put one more on the board. Vick will take it off the right side. He'll slip one tackle. Try to get away from Moore. His helmet will come off.
Jackson Vick on the carry. He's going to take it out near midfield. Be a game 3 on the play.
It's a short, scary moment there for Vick as his helmet was knocked off as he tried to break tackles. Forward momentum should get him out. You're going to spot him right at the 50-yard line. But the ball still lying in Southern Nash territory. And timeout is going to be called by South Granville with 1:35. And it looks like that's going to be their last time out of the half. And we'll run through a few more of our sponsors during the break. Rudy Perry's Lawn and Landscaping. Call Rudy today at 252-289-6578 because your loan deserves it. Also, the town of Bailey, home of the Country Doctor Museum and the Bailey Christmas Parade. Also from Bailey, Southern Septic Systems. They provide comprehensive septic services for Bailey and all of eastern North Carolina. And we missed one of our Spring Hope folks a while ago. That's First Citizens Bank in Spring Hope. Of course, they're all over, but First Citizens, they've been helping families and businesses just like yours make more of their finances for more than 120 years. Back to play, White with a pitch to Trey Mitchell. And Mitchell will hold on and be thrown down inside the 45-yard line. And that's going to bring up third down and a short 2 yards as we approach 1 minute remaining here in the first half. Leo Jones with the carry, and he'll be hit in the backfield. And timeout will be called by Southern Nash as Coach Batchelor will now be faced with fourth and about 3, a long 3. Here to keep the ball, 1:04 remaining. Southern should still have one more timeout after that one is called. So the final on our list of sponsors I'll hit again is the Nash County Farmers Market, open every Saturday and Tuesday at 1006 Peachtree Street in Rocky Mount, featuring locally grown fresh produce, meat, and more. Visit the farmers market down near the mills.
Do you think they've got
Rocky Mount.
mums out?
I'm sure that, man, they got a lot of stuff. I know my mother goes and sells figs at the Nash County Farmers Market. Oh, a big hit on Trey Mitchell, and he'll be thrown for a loss. And that'll be another Southern Nash turnover as the Firebirds turned the ball over on downs with 58.4 seconds remaining in the first half and a 10-point lead. So the Viking defense comes up big to get a stop and keeps Southern Nash from putting an extra score on the board before the break, and now they have an opportunity to put one up of their own. No timeouts remaining for South Granville, so they cannot stop the clock. They send one receiver out wide to the left. And it looks like Bobbitt's going to keep this himself. And he's going to be tripped up by Sammy Gandy, who read the run very well on that option. Will be a gain of about 7 on the play. It's going to bring up second down and 3 for the Vikings. And it appears the scoreboard is wrong. South Granville did have a remaining timeout, but that will be their last timeout of the half. Southern Nash has one remaining. 41.6 ticks remaining on the clock for the first half. So far tonight, it's been the story of the special teams of Southern Nash. And a couple of big breakaway run plays from the offense. Southern Nash has not thrown the ball yet. As a matter of fact, there's been only one pass in the game, and that was a pass in the flat.
Like we got they added 2.4 seconds
So
left on the clock.
They did add some time to the clock. The officials had them change it to 44 seconds. So just a little under 3 seconds added there. And this will be handed off the left side, right off tackle. Gain of about 1. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 now for the Vikings as they go to the no huddle as the clock continues to run. And the ball is out. But Bobbitt recovers. We'll see where the spot is. Will not have first down yardage. It's going to bring up 4th and less than a yard. And don't think they're going to get this playoff before the half as the clock continues to run. It's going to be close. And the ball's out. It's still loose. The clock will expire. The ball is still loose. Looks like the Vikings will recover it as Bobbitt tries to pitch it up. But South Granville not able to capitalize on their last minute opportunity, and the Firebirds lead 30-20 at the half up on the Baker Professional Services scoreboard. So we hope everybody will hang around for a few moments as the Southern Nash Marching Firebirds comes out to perform. And we're going to take a short break. Once again, this is Brent Cohn and Kenneth Fly, and we're here with the Tar River Sports Network. And we'll be back with the start of the second half right after the band completes their performance. See you in a few.
Firebirds. National Firebirds under the direction of Mr. Matthew Ray. Their other instructors are Matthew Visit for visual, Lauren and Catherine Owens and Chris Boswell, color guard. Student leaders are Rebecca Sudan, drum major, Noah Packard, hornline captain, Shirley Ricks, percussion captain, and Sandra Fonseca, guard captain. Tonight the band will be performing their 2021 show entitled The Spider and the Fly.
track and field. You ever go ahead and track meets? I don't care much about soccer, but I like track and field.
Presenting their 2021 show, please welcome drum major Rebecca Sudan of the Southern Nash High School marching Firebirds. That's my thing about that while ago. They had fumble one back. They don't pass a lot, they run a lot. And that quarterback, I watched him pass in the practice. I like to pass the ball pretty good. You know, after they run it, he's out going to start boom. So they think they're going to run.
Normally you do. Defense, you gotta get the handle of it. That's what I've been telling you about Matt the whole time. I've been telling you about Matt can handle the ball and lead him off with quick. I wonder why they play this other guy right here.
Say through Buddy Wood. It's been 5 years
All right, as we're getting ready to start the second half here, I got a few score updates. So far, it's Fike
7, New Hanover 0. That's early in the first quarter.
Fike leading New Hanover 7-0 early in the first quarter. I've got a score coming in for Northern Nash. D.H. Conley leading Northern Nash 21-6 with 8 minutes left in the first half. So we'll try to get a few more other scores as we get ready to get things started here in the second half. So basically the first half, once again, was the story of special teams for Southern Nash and a couple of big run plays. Fumbles were once again an issue for the Firebirds in the center quarterback exchange, with 2 lost and 2 recovered by Southern, so 4 actual fumbles. Along with a turnover on downs for the Firebirds in the first half. And that pretty much gets us to where we are at 30-20 with Southern Nash leading, and of course South Granville, who won the opening coin toss, deferred to the second half, so they'll get the ball first. They were unable to capitalize on that turnover on downs by Southern Nash. And put an extra score up in the first half.
And you know, Brent, if you're South Granville here, you're going to want to get a score early to stay in this game, because if you don't get a score here and Southern Nash gets the ball back, score it back, could be a long night.
Yes, definitely could. A little surprised with that fair catch there.
Yeah. I don't know why you would do a fair catch right there. I mean, you had plenty of room to run, unless South Granville saw something on film that they didn't like.
Yeah, down by 10, you really don't need to be going into cautious mode.
No.
So it'll be interesting to see what the Firebird offense can actually get done here in the second half, because I have to say, even though they trail by 10, the South Granville offense has actually looked a little more effective than the Firebird guys. And a pitch out to Wilkerson off that left end, and he's still up. A hard hit on the end.
And the helmet came off on Wilkerson.
And I'm trying to see who it was that laid that hit on him, but that was a hard hit.
I believe it was number 60 for Southern Nash, who
Dustin Hall, Big Dust, with the hard hit. I tell you, I would not want that kid to hit me. That is a man in a young man's body. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you.
Yeah. I'll put it this way: I wouldn't want to get hit by anybody on this field right now.
Well, it would break me, but Dusty, of all people, that is a strong dude. And he's going to take it up near the 46-yard line. So that was Crabtree. I haven't seen his number get called tonight.
Looks like here in the second half, South Granville is trying to put more players in and trying to move the ball around, trying to try to catch Southern Nash off guard, which, I mean, that's what you need to do when you're down by 10 right now.
That's true. I mean, the flip side of this, the South Granville offense was out on the field a whole lot. So there's got to be some fatigue there. It's like the pitch to Allah. And he's going to get hit.
Looks like going to be.
That was Justin Braswell on that hit.
And he's going to be stopped just shy of the first down marker. I think they may call measurement here. Well, they don't have to call a measurement because
they're gonna call first down without the measurement.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've noticed with the high school guys. They are a little more liberal on making the call without the measurement.
Yeah.
So first down for the Vikings as they are now in Firebird territory. And the ball comes out, and that's going to be recovered by Southern Nash.
Fumble. Southern Nash will recover.
And that's Sammy Gandy on the fumble recovery. As Gandy has made his presence known tonight on both special teams and defense. You know, Sammy was a transfer that came in. This is only his second season with the Firebirds. He's a senior. Had to, you know, basically during COVID, he missed all of the workouts and the training, so he had to learn a system that really he wasn't able to get his feet on the ground with. Trey Mitchell on the carry back into Vikings territory. It's like a gain of about 4 on the play. And that looks like that's going to be 2nd down and 6 from that mark. But like I was saying, Sammy kind of had to learn, but this kid is so physically gifted. You know, you hate to compare people or compare players, but he is very reminiscent of Quentin Cooley.
Yep.
His legs, he has a low center of gravity, great balance, strong legs, and a huge heart. I've been calling him Sammy Gun Gandy because his legs are like a machine gun when they're pumping. The ball does pop out there, and that's Sammy Gandy is on the carry. He was down when the ball came out. That's going to be awfully close to first down, and that, once again, without the measurement, they're going to move the chains, and that's going to be a Firebird first down with 9:27 remaining in the third period. As we see Dawson May now in the offensive backfield. And he'll miss a block, but that doesn't matter because Jackson Vick's going to split that outside and take it once again all the way to the house. A 42-yard sprint by the senior Jackson Vick for another score. So Jackson Vick, who continues to amass the majority of the run yardage from the offensive line for the Firebirds. Ironically, he's going to state to play defense. And Daniels remains perfect on the night. So with 9:05 remaining in the third quarter, Southern Nash has managed to do exactly what, Kenneth, you mentioned that South Granville better be on their guard against, and they have managed to score first. And now a 17-point lead could put things out of reach for the Vikings. So a huge turnover there for the Vikings, who had remained pretty much turnover free. I think they had one in the first half. Or did they have a turnover? I don't think they had a turnover in the first half. They fumbled and they got their own. They recovered their own fumble.
So, like I said, if you're South Granville, with that fumble turnover, you're really hurting for points right now, and you're hoping to just control the ball, and you're hoping to get some points there. If not, it's going to be all she wrote. Another
high kick, fair catch gets signaled again.
South Granville recovers the kick at the 26-yard line. Myers with the recovery.
So about the same starting place as before, 26-yard line of South Granville, and that's where they'll be 1st and 10 to try to chip back into this 17-point Southern Nash lead.
And one thing South Granville has not done tonight is they have not really thrown the ball too much. Neither team has thrown the ball much tonight.
Yeah, which is surprising because Southern has started to show some passing. Both White and Alford were passing last Friday night. Neither have attempted a pass tonight.
the middle is going to take it up to the 29. Big gain of about 2. Bring up second down and 8.
So that gain of 2 brings up second down and 8 now for the Vikings. Wilkerson carrying the load as far as the touches for the Vikings. Allah and Bobbitt have chipped in a few. Of course, Bobbitt on those quarterback keepers, he had a couple of big run plays for the touchdowns in the first half. But the ground and pound belongs to Wilkerson, who seems to be the Viking workhorse, and he'll get that handoff again. Looks like out to about the 32-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 33. That's going to bring up third down and not quite 4 yards here for the Vikings as we approach 8 minutes remaining in the third period.
And, you know, you're talking about Wilkerson being a workhorse for South Granville. Going into the game tonight, he's had 49 carries for 262 yards.
It seems like he's had 49 carries just tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, they're calling his number a lot. And they'll call it again, and Dusty Hall in the backfield trips him up. And a scuffle breaks out in the backfield, and that was Mitchell Jones. The flag, 2 flags are thrown. We'll see if there are offsetting penalties as they'll bring Mitchell Jones to the sideline. Not sure what happened. Dusty had the big trip up in the backfield to stop Wilkerson.
Dead ball, personal foul against the Firebirds is the call. That 15-yard penalty will result in a.
And that will be called. The personal foul will be called against the Firebirds.
Surprised they did not call it on both, because normally that's what they do in that situation. But then again, I guess they only saw the retaliation.
It looked like they saw the retaliation. Both players went down. Not sure what caused them to both go to the ground. But Jones got up, and you're right, Kenneth. He did was some retaliation there, and of course he showed those emotions. And a pitch over to Allah. Flag will come in on the backside of the play back in midfield.
Allah takes the pitch inside Firebird territory. Penalty flag on the play. Holding is the call against the Vikings. That will be a 10-yard penalty.
And that was a holding on number 9 for South Granville. And Brent, there's 3 different number 9s.
Take your pick.
I'm going to call it on Antonio Dole. He's a freshman, so.
That's right. If you can't figure it out, blame it on the freshman. And I believe I said that was Jones a minute ago. I believe that was Kahari Caudle that was called up in that penalty.
Mm-hmm.
So that was not Jones. Mitchell Jones is still in the game. That was Kahari Caudle, who was checked out and is now on the sidelines on a knee. And the ball comes out again.
Southern Nash,
and Southern Nash is saying they have it.
Waiting for the signal. They got it. Southern Nash got it.
And it is recovered. Dawson May, the senior defensive captain, comes up with a big fumble recovery. Second possession in a row as the Firebirds have come up. And Kenneth, I believe you mentioned early in the game that turnovers could be the big factor, as one of the Firebird players is headed off the field. I believe that is Sammy Gandy.
Yep, number 6.
Being carried off the field. That's one that the Firebirds do not want to lose. Maybe they were just celebrating the great game he's having. Trey Mitchell nearly tripped. He keeps his feet. He's on that left end. He'll cut it back into the field. He will be brought down. The clock will continue to run, not quite to the 20-yard line. It's going to be down to the 22. as Trey Mitchell really has showing his development. You know, those first games you wouldn't see Trey turn back into the middle of the field. He'd have headed towards the sideline.
And
so a nice run there by Mitchell to move the chains again.
And we got
there's
an
a
South
Vikings player down with an official timeout. Yeah, looks like a cramp. You're right. And we'll run through a few of these sponsors here. We want to thank the Spring Hope Chamber of Commerce. We want to remind everyone that the 49th Annual Pumpkin Festival is Friday and Saturday, October 1st and 2nd in downtown Spring Hope. Also at the Bar Dance Academy in Nashville, full competing dance studio with classes starting as young as 3 years old. Also Southern Bank of Middlesex and Bailey. At Southern Bank, our interest is you. And finally, Walters Team Realty, serving the 5-county area, including Eastern Wake, Johnston, Franklin, Wilson, and Nash County. For all your commercial and residential real estate needs, please contact Walters Team Realty. As the South Granville player is back on his feet and heads to the sideline under his own power. Play will resume with the Firebirds leading 37-20 with 6:35 remaining in the third period. First and 10 here for the Firebirds. Offered under center. Jackson Vick will get the handoff. Breaks 2 tackles and takes it into the end zone. And another flag comes in the backfield as one of the South Granville players threw a punch in the backfield. That will not take away from Jackson Vick's touchdown. And I lost count of how many touchdowns Jackson has scored tonight. So there is a South Granville player down on the field. Don't know if we have a replay of that punch or not. We do not. So the South Granville penalty, waiting to see here what's going to transpire from the melee. A lot of fans here calling for an ejection. The punch was thrown. And you can see the official actually reenacting the fight. It looks like he was shadowboxing there for a minute. While we're sorting this out, we'll run through a few more of our sponsors here. Barnes Safety. Call 1-800-653-0643 and start protecting yourself and the ones you love. Looks like we might need some barn safety out here in the backfield as things are starting to get a little wild. And also Rudy Perry's Lawn and Landscaping. Call Rudy today at 252-289-6578 because your lawn deserves it. Jonathan Daniels on once again as Southern Nash looks to add one more. It was tipped through the uprights. Daniels remains perfect, and that lead goes to 24 as the Firebirds now lead 44-20 with 6:17 remaining in the third period.
And I was just checking with the Southern Nash stats. 3rd touchdown tonight for Jackson Vick.
3 touchdowns on the night for Jackson Vick. Wonder how much yardage that guy's got on the night. So looking around for number 7, who was the player that threw the punches, I believe he may have been ejected from the game for South Granville. That would be Jonathan Davis. As you see, that penalty is being assessed on the kickoff as Daniel will kick off from inside Viking territory. So the high pooch kick down inside the 5, and it's going to be downed inside the 5-yard line. As a great kick there by Jonathan Daniels, who a lot of times the kickers don't get that credit. But Daniels has been spot on tonight. And this will be the Vikings' worst starting position of the night. Flags will come in. Looks like it's probably going to be
false start.
Offsides, false start against South Granville. We'll wait for the official signal here.
Oh, it's illegal substitution.
Illegal
against
substitution
Firebirds.
against the Firebirds.
So it's an illegal substitution against the Firebirds.
So there was too many men on the field for that play, as Kahari Caudill had stepped back in. So 1st and 5 now for the Vikings. That run up the middle is going to be met head on by that big front line for the Firebirds. Big Dusty Hall right there in the middle of all that action. They're going to give them a gain of maybe a yard on the play. Going to bring up 2nd down and 4 now for the Vikings. Alaa will get the handoff. He'll try to cut it back up the middle. Grabbed around the waist by the Firebird line. Dawson Mayo come flying in from the backside to stop the forward momentum. Only going to get about a yard out of that. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 now for the Vikings. Coach Mike Hobgood of the Vikings has really got to be anxious here. This is a critical 2 yards. If they can't get this 1st down, and it looks like they're going to be short, it's going to bring up 4th down. There'll be a short gain. We'll move the chains about a foot or so. It's going to bring up 4th and 1. So this next play is going to be critical if the Vikings have any kind of a chance to stay in this game. If they can't convert for a 1st down here, if they turn this ball over this deep in Southern Nash territory, or deep in their own territory, looks like they're going to try the old push the line, and I don't think the Vikings are going to win that battle. We're looking for the spot here.
1st down.
Looks like he will break that plane. Bobbitt, who manages to sneak across, and that'll move the chain. So that was pretty big right there for the Vikings. If they're going to have any kind of chance of all, I mean, you got to think about it. We still got a full quarter of football to play.
Yep.
After this last 3.5 minutes ticks off into 3rd, this 3rd period is seeming to go forever.
Not as long as the one last week I had to do.
And the ball comes out.
Fumble.
Looked like the Vikings may have recovered their own fumble.
Southern Nash gets it. Southern Nash got it.
Southern Nash has recovered another fumble. That's 3 possessions in a row that have resulted in a fumble recovery for the Firebirds. Did not get the number of who picked that one up. But what turned into a critical first down run for the Vikings has now gone south quickly as Southern Nash ends up with the ball anyway. Inside the red zone of the Vikings, 1st and 10 from the Viking 17-yard line. Brock Alford in at quarterback. Movement in the backfield. That's going to be a false start.
Yeah, false start on number 7.
They'll replay first down, attack 5 onto it. Down to 10, under 10 seconds on the play clock as Alford runs the play back in. They're going to struggle to get this one off as the clock's going to tick down. And the flags will come in. They will not get that play off. And that's a delay of game, so tack 5 more onto that first down. And it'll be 1st and 20 now for the Firebirds. While they're moving those sticks, we're going to hit a couple of more sponsors here. Tonight's game also brought to you by the town of Spring Hope, honoring the past and building the future. Visit Spring Hope for an hour, for a day, or for a lifetime. So Trey Mitchell on the handoff in the backfield is going to be thrown for a loss. And that's going to move the Firebirds even further back. Now way out of the red zone, out to the 34-yard line. So 2 5-yard penalties and a 7-yard loss. And now made it 2nd and a long ways. 2 and 27 for the Firebirds. Be interested to see if Alford will drop back for a pass here. The ball's going to come out. Looked like Trey Mitchell may have reached it. The official will come in, so another fumble and another loss will now make it 3rd down and 33 yards to go.
3rd and a mile.
As the clock now down to 6 seconds, and Coach Baxter will be forced to take their first time out of the second half, as that play was not going to happen. Firebirds facing a 3rd and 33. And we'll hit a couple more sponsors during this timeout here. Tonight's game also brought to you by the town of Bailey, home of the Country Doctor Museum and the Bailey Christmas Parade. Southside Pharmacy, Spring Hope's one-stop shop for better health, along with Dr. Howard Weeks Dentistry in Spring Hope. Our goal is to help our patients enjoy a lifetime of good health and well-being. And also from Spring Hope, the Spring Hope License Plate Agency. It's the North Carolina LPA, offering shorter lines and friendly service, and they're located at 123 South Ash Street in Spring Hope. So Southern Nash with a sudden case of the sloppies after the 3rd fumble recovery. Now face 3rd and 33. As Brock Alford looks to pass, and he's going to be sacked. The first sack of the night. And that's going to bring up 4th down and half of the ball field.
Loss of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down and 39.
So 4th and 39. Wow. 2 penalties, a tackle for a loss, a fumble, and a sack. Resulted in a loss of 29 yards. And why not? Let's go for it on 4th and 39. Jackson Vick around the right end. And he's going to be tackled as he crosses the 40. And so that will be another Southern Nash turnover.
And Brent, while we got a chance, halftime score, Nash Central 20, North Johnston 3 at the half, and that's who Southern Nash plays next week.
That's right. We travel to Nashville next week to play Nash Central, and they lead 20-3 at the half. Nash Central is having some success this year. 55 seconds here remaining in the third period. As the defense from both sides of the ball now seems to have come alive.
And I've got another score update for you. At halftime at the Function at the Junction rivalry in Edgecombe County, Tarboro 41, Southwest Edgecombe 0.
That doesn't sound like much of a function.
No. No.
So after a loss of about a yard on the play, it's now 2nd down and 11 for the Vikings. Pitch out. What a hit in the backfield by T.J. Tabron. And another tackle for loss as Wilkerson got nowhere on that carry. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter with Southern Nash leading 44-20 over the Vikings of South Granville. So as we head into the fourth, we'll close out with some of our sponsors here. We also have First Citizens Bank in Spring Hope. We've been helping families and businesses just like yours make more of their finances for more than 120 years. Also, Southern Septic Systems, located in Bailey, North Carolina, and they provide comprehensive septic services for all of Bailey and Eastern North Carolina. Also, the Nash County Farmers Market opened every Saturday and Tuesday at 1006 Peachtree Street in Rocky Mount with locally grown fresh produce, meat, and more. And, of course, the Spalding Resource Center in Spring Hope. Our Resource Center offers a variety of health services, learning and play groups for children, senior activities, technology classes for everyone in the community. Once again, we want to thank all of tonight's sponsors and bringing this broadcast to you live. And we head into the final quarter of play as we look up on the Baker Professional Services scoreboard with the Firebirds leading by a big 24-point deficit over the Vikings of South Granville. As Crabtree is tripped up at the line of scrimmage, and he'll fall forward for about a yard. And that's going to bring up a 4th down here for the Vikings. And it looks like they're actually going to punt. Because they're not even going to attempt to go for it on 4th and 14 way back in Southern Nash territory. The Southern Nash defense has really come alive.
They have.
And that punt is away. Nice punt.
He's going to pick it up at the 24.
Sammy Gandy's going to pick it up and bring it back. He's already had one punt return tonight for a touchdown. And he's going to bring that one out to the 45-yard line of Southern Nash. And that's where Southern Nash will start the fourth quarter. as they try to go ahead and put this one away. And what has turned out to be a tough fight in the first half, only to see the Firebirds pull away in the second. I will say that South Granville is the best team we have seen so far this year between East Wake and CB Aycock. This has been probably the biggest challenge Southern has had. Jackson Vick, oh my goodness, took the shoes off the defender, and he's going to take another one all the way to the house. That's 4 touchdowns tonight for Jackson Vick, and 1 pair of shoes that he now owns left somewhere around the 40-yard line. 10:50 remaining here in the game, and Southern Nash touts a 30-point lead with, so far tonight, Mr. Perfect, Jason Daniels, on for the extra point attempt. And that's where it remains. Southern Nash now leads 51-20. So a 31-point lead now for the Firebirds, as the defense here in the second half has gotten it done for the Firebirds, along with Jackson Vick, who has put on an exhibition here in the second half.
And I know you said it, Dave Dorn, with Jackson Vick's going to be on defense. He might want to rethink that.
Well, the competition's going to be a little tough. Let's see.
Yeah.
Son of a night happens to be.
That's true.
Now, that being said, Vick is built like a wide receiver. So I count in from the stats from Southern Nash, that is exactly 200 yards rushing tonight for Jackson Vick, as Wilkerson fields the kick, and he actually returns this one. He'll take it down to the 40-yard line, and that's where the Vikings will take over 1st and 10. So that's 9 carries for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns, along with a set of broken ankles and a pair of shoes for Jackson Vick. Wilkerson back up the middle. And what seemed to work in the first half is just not working. Oh, my goodness. As that front line of Southern Nash has gone to work here in the second half, along with that core of linebackers led by senior Dawson May. The Southern Nash defense has really come alive.
Yeah, no doubt.
Still have not seen a pass play down the field to test the defensive secondary of Southern Nash. But neither has Southern Nash attempted anything to test South Granville. They had that one pass that was going to be a pass attempt, and Brock Alford got sacked. So that'll bring up 3rd and a long 6 for the Vikings, as the clock continues to tick away, down under 9.5 minutes remaining in the game. And the pass play comes up again. This another little shuffle pass to Wilkerson, who breaks tackles and is still on his feet. A nice spin move. He's going to slip away. And the ball comes out.
Just saying he was down.
They're going to say he was down. I don't see how they can say he was down. He was still on his feet. He tripped over his own guy, who I believe they're going to get for a chop block. We'll see
Horse
what
collar.
gets called there.
Horse collar.
Oh, they're going to call a horse collar.
Yeah, they
tackle.
called a horse collar.
Penalty flag appeared to be a horse collar tackle. That penalty moved down to the 10-yard line. Should be first and goal for South Granville.
So that will turn into one of the bigger offensive plays of the night for the Vikings. And that'll make it first and goal from the 10-yard line. And Wilkerson will get the handoff off the left side. Looks like a gain of about 5. We'll see where he gets the spot. They're going to give him 4 on the carry. So they're going to bring up second and goal from the 6-yard line. South Granville now with 2 wideouts. And Wilkerson will get the call again, this time off the right side, as he stood up by that front line of Southern Nash. He'll take it down inside the 5. It's going to be now 3rd and goal from, it looks like that spot's going to be about the 4-yard line. So this will be a nice test here for the Southern Nash defense to see if they can keep South Granville out of the end zone. They have been stellar here in the second half. And once again, a hit in the backfield. And no gain on the play. That's going to bring up 4th and goal from the 4. So pretty much what we're looking at here is a battle of the wheels, and a kind of a pride thing here. Defense, can we stop them? And South Granville, can we save face and get another score? And a timeout is going to be called by the Vikings with 6:39. That's their first of the second half. We'll go ahead and mention a few of our sponsors again for tonight. The Spring Hope License Plate Agency, offering shorter lines and friendly services, located at 123 South Ash Street in Spring Hope. And also the Spring Hope Chamber of Commerce. I want to remind everyone of the 49th Annual Pumpkin Festival on Friday and Saturday, October 1st and 2nd in the downtown Spring Hope area. Also at the Bar Dance Academy in Nashville, full competing dance studio with classes starting as young as 3 years old. Southern Bank of Middlesex and Bailey. At Southern Bank, our interest is you. And Walters Team Realty, serving the 5-county area, including Eastern Wake, Johnston, Franklin, Wilson, and Nash County. Also, Barnes Safety. Call 1-800-653-0643 and start protecting yourself and the ones you love. And one last one to slip in, Rudy Perry's Lawn and Landscaping. Call Rudy today at 252-289-6578 because your lawn deserves it. So here comes the big moment of truth for the defense of Southern Nash and the offense of South Granville. 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. He's going to slip a few tackles. and he will break the plane. And Bobbitt will score again for the Vikings with 6.5 minutes remaining in the game. And it looks like the Vikings are just going to go for one here. And while they're getting lined up, I got to give a shout out to my watch party over at Peachtree Hills Country Club. And that's I don't know if that was blocked or just got kicked low into the line. We'll call it a block. It hit somebody. And the score will remain 51-26 with 6:31 remaining in the game. But yeah, I got to give a shout out to my posse over at Peachtree. It's getting, I got to them a little late this week, so I'm sure they may or may not be a little impaired at this point. Dickie, behave yourself over there, buddy.
So, Brent, while we got a moment, looking ahead for Southern Nash, they've got start conference play next week. They got Nash Central next week. Then they go to Nash Central, then host Roanoke Rapids, and then they go to Bunn. And probably the de facto Big East Championship game is October 15th at Rocky Mount.
So a lot of people may not know that the new conference setup is a 2A, 3A split. As TJ Tabron takes the pass, what looked like a pass, and he'll return it out to the 40. Like I was saying, so the new conference setup, it's a 2A, 3A split. You have Nash Central, Bunn, Roanoke Rapids, and Lewisburg are actually on the 2A side. However, Lewisburg refused to play any of the Nash County 3A schools, meaning Northern Nash, Rocky Mount, and Southern Nash, so they do not appear on the Southern Nash schedule. The 3A side of the conference will consist of Southern, Northern, and Rocky Mount, as I mentioned, from Nash County, along with Franklinton from Franklin County. And the way this will work, there'll be a representative from the 2A side, which will go to the state playoffs, as well as a representative from the 3A side, or at least one.
Yes.
That'll go from the 3A side. So an 8-team conference, which will extend the conference play for the Firebirds. So up first is obviously the 2A schools that would agree to play us. Those three 2A schools in the conference. And we'll close out with the 3A division. And you're right, what could end up being the possible conference championship. Northern Nash, I would not go to sleep on Northern Nash.
I'm about to say Northern. I've seen them play multiple times this season, and I wouldn't sleep on them either. Of course, I graduated from Northern.
Well, the last score update I got, they were trailing D.H. Conley. We'll wait to see. And a nice run there. Going to get a number. That's Mitchell Jones, the defensive linebacker. First time we've called his number tonight, and he rushes for a first down. I'll see if we can get us another Northern Nash update. And Mitchell Jones again on the carry, and he is holding what that looks to be a cramp. He was holding his calf. So that's a good sign. We do not need to get one of our starting linebackers hurt as he gets to run the ball as basically the second string offense here late in the game. Oh, yeah, that's a cramp. I can tell by his reaction. He's like, don't touch it. Yeah, get down on the ground, buddy.
Find some mustard and pickle juice.
And this one's going to be carried by Don Tavius Kingsbury Evans.
38-yard line. Bring up third down to about 2.
He'll get a slight gain, a couple of yards on that carry. Wow, nice spot. They'll give him 3 yards. It's awfully close to a first down. 3rd and about 1. And this is going to be carried by Zion Nicholson. And it looks like he's going to break the plane for the first down. And that's going to move the sticks and be another Southern Nash first down with 4:46 remaining in the game. And Zion again on the carry. He'll take it around the left end. He's going to go be taken down awfully close to another first down. It's like they're going to give a game of about 8 yards on the play. And not a great spot there for Zion. Looks like it's going to be 2nd and 3. And this time Leo Jones will catch the pitch. And it looks like it's going to be inside the 25. And that'll be enough for another Southern Nash first down. And Zion Nicholson checks out with what looks to be probably cramps. And this will be pitched over to Leo Jones. They try to take the ball away from him. Leo Jones, who is a little too strong for that to happen, will take it down inside the 20. Down to about the 18-yard line. Is going to bring up 2nd down and about 5 yards here for the Firebirds. As we approach 3 minutes remaining in the game. And the ball's going to come out again. Alford will keep it himself. He'll pick up a couple. So another fumble on the exchange. Of course, there is a new center in now. Senior Gavin Bissett is not in at center. It's going to bring 3rd and a long 1 here for the Firebirds. Just under 2.5 minutes remaining in the game. Firebirds lead 51-26, and this time it's going to be fumbled. But once again recovered. The high pitch to Leo Jones, he can't handle it, although he does cover it up. And that'll bring up 4th down. And wondering if they would let Jonathan Daniels attempt a field goal, but it doesn't look like they are, and Brock Alford will stay in, and Southern Nash will go for it on 4th down. Jones will get the pitch. No, not Jones. That's actual Mitchell Jones checked back into the game. And he'll be out across the 15. Got to look for the spot to see if he got enough. And that will not be enough. So for the 3rd time tonight, Southern Nash has turned the ball over on downs. And it'll be Viking football with 1:40 left in the game. So run through a few more of these sponsors here for you. Southern Septic Systems, located in Bailey, North Carolina. They provide comprehensive septic services for eastern North Carolina. Also, the Nash County Farmers Market, open every Saturday and Tuesday at 1006 Peachtree Street in Rocky Mount, featuring locally grown fresh produce, meat, and more. First Citizens Bank in Spring Hope. We've been helping families and businesses just like yours make more of their finances for more than 120 years. And it looks, not sure if that was a fumble. The quarterback stands waiting for the ball. flags come in. They're going to kind of call false start on the Vikings.
And while we got a moment, Brent, another score update in the third quarter. Rocky Mount 35, Goldsboro 0.
So Rocky Mount leading, okay, 35-0. So Rocky Mount seems to have that one well at hand. And Gandy, who had checked in momentarily, slow to get up, and he'll leave the game again. Second down and 14 here for the Vikings. And Williamson with a carry will take it out about to the original line of scrimmage, as we are now under a minute to go.
Third quarter update, Nash Central 28, North Johnston 3.
And it looks like South Johnston is going to be satisfied with letting this one end. Williamson again on the carry will take it out close to first down territory. Going to be a little bit short, but the clock will run out, and no more plays will be attempted. And that'll bring us to the end of the game as Southern Nash goes to 3-0 on the season as they win 51-26 here at home tonight against the South Granville Vikings. So make sure you join us next week as Southern Nash travels to Nash Central for the first conference game of the season and the new conference. And we'll have all the action live once again. And real quick, we're going to run through tonight's sponsors one more time. The Spring Hope Chamber of Commerce, At the Bar Dance Academy in Nashville, Southern Bank of Middlesex and Bailey, Walters Team Realty serving the 5-county area, Barn Safety, Rudy Perry's Lawn and Landscaping, the town of Spring Hope, the town of Bailey, Southside Pharmacy in Spring Hope, Dr. Howard Weeks Dentistry in Spring Hope, First Citizens Bank in Spring Hope, the Nash County's Farmers Market in Rocky Mount, Southern Septic Systems located in Bailey, the Spring Hope License Plate Agency, and the Spalding Resource Center located in Spring Hope. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. And once again, we look forward to seeing you next week. Close things out. This is Brent Cone and Kenneth Fly. We'll see you next time.